Hey folks, and welcome to the latest installment of Dave's Impressions. This time around, Deus Ex. I think it wasn't until Human Revolution came out in 2011 that I stopped calling it Deus Ex. These impressions were taken from playing the game for around 2 hours and 30 minutes. Enjoy! In my video on Dishonored, I wondered if I was becoming tired with the idea of stealth in video games, in playing non-lethally. At least in that game, it seemed more difficult and more annoying to stay on what I felt was a morally righteous path. In the first mission of Deus Ex, my handler suggests a non-lethal approach, but after doing my best to avoid killing anybody, it turns out that the organization I work for sent troops in right behind me, slaughtering everyone. My effort was all for naught. That's why at the start of the next mission, when Anna orders extermination of the enemy, I went along with it. Yes, I can play non-lethally, but the game has already showed me that such a playstyle won't always be rewarded, and at least at this point in the story, I'm happy to follow orders. Deus Ex is regarded as one of the fathers of what we know today as the immersive sim, a genre about allowing the player a certain amount of mechanical freedom in exploring a level and carrying out mission objectives. The player has options. For instance, in the opening level, there are multiple ways to enter the Statue of Liberty. There are plenty of weapons and items laying around in crates for those who explore every nook and cranny. There are informants and data cubes with passcodes. The player has options. I wondered if I might be depressed about not being able to see everything on a single playthrough, but I think I wouldn't feel bad on missing out. If I found out about something that I can do, or a different way forward, there would be an excitement to try that next time. The game is like its levels, a puzzle box with many working parts. It feels like you could play the game for years and still not exhaust possibilities. I doubt that's true, but it feels that way. I think I'm struck by how good Deus Ex feels to play all these years later. It's one of those FPS games that uses most keys on the keyboard in an odd configuration, but it all seems to work. Yes, movement and jumping is a little fiddly, but it all seems to work. Even having to quick save and quick load all the freaking time didn't entirely dampen my enjoyment. The game is quite generous with allowing the player mistakes, and the opportunity to fix them through emergent play. I kept saving and loading because I always want the idea I have in my head to go off without a problem. That mentality ended up causing many problems, but if I was being more deliberate and clever, like not trying to sneak up on guards with my flashlight on, there might have been less need to load. Finally, I'd like to talk about the tone and world building. The intro to the game made me mad. How there's a plague, and only the wealthy or those deemed important are receiving the cure, while the rest of the world is dying off painfully. The figures we meet are discussing how this aligns with their plans. Playing a character who is the recipient of experimental nanotechnology, who works for an anti-terrorist organization that will probably be revealed to be engaging in shady practices, if they're not being outright controlled by those guys in the intro, well, already I can see that Deus Ex is a game exploring clear divisions between character ideologies. I'm not surprised, as I've played Human Revolution, and at the end of that game, the player is given a direct choice to change the world by siding with the character they agree with the most. I look forward to seeing how much inspiration the newer games in the series took from the original. Thanks for watching. So, should you play Deus Ex? Well, if you like the immersive sim genre and you haven't played the granddaddy of them all, I think you probably owe it to yourself to give it a try. I'm playing the Game of the Year edition I got through Steam years ago, probably on one of the many Steam sales where I picked it up for like $3 to $5. But yeah, I didn't have any trouble at all getting it to run. And I think it looks pretty good for a game from 2000. But on the other hand, if you're worried that the game controls or the game systems might be a little too archaic, or you don't think it looks great, you think the computer graphics are a little dated, then you might want to steer clear. Oh, and also, if you're one of those people that don't like politics in your games, then this is definitely not the game for you. The intro alone should tell you that. Well, please tell me what you think about Deus Ex and this video in the comments. If you'd like to help the channel and show me some love, please hit the like button, please share the video on your favorite social media sites, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, I hope you're all having a wonderful day.